Hey, greetings everyone. This is just a test video. Um, I went ahead and uh, got one of those Wyze Cams, one of these, into converted it into a webcam, and it's a little tricky. Um, it's more of a trick getting the cam to work in software that it hasn't been tested in. The people at Wyze has posted that converting their camera into a webcam works with things like Zoom, Skype, Google Hangouts meetings, whatever it's called now, things like that. But there's other software that people use for doing live cam stuff in live meetings and things like that, and that's OBS Studio and or just OBS. And it's a software it's a very powerful software for mixing all sorts of different types of cameras, audio, all sorts of things for doing your own videos, mostly live stuff. So what I'm doing here is what I use for live chats or just going live in general, live broadcasts. I use a program called StreamYard, which takes a lot of the work out of having to do a live video. Normally, to do a live video, it depends what platform you're broadcasting to. For example, YouTube, I think Twitch, and some others, they use a key. I think Facebook also uses a key. So you have to um, get a key, which is just a long string of characters, and insert that into your StreamYard, into your software, whatever software you're using, and go through the process of streaming to that. So StreamYard makes things easy, and because it takes away all of that hassle, it does that for you behind the scenes. So all you have to do is just say, I want to go do a live broadcast, where you want to go and do the live broadcast to, and it will do it. And so it takes a lot of the stuff out, a lot of the brain work out. So I spent about an hour and a half, that kind of thing, going through, try to find out uh, what I need to do to broadcast um, a how would I say, an unknown device, like converting this into a USB webcam to OBS Studio. And so anyway, this is what I found. Okay, first of all, setting up one of these security cameras as a webcam is fairly easy. Um, it's basically, you take a micro XD card, you put a particular file in there, and then you press the button for reset, and you put the power on, and the lights in the back, which there's one here, keep forgetting the cameras over here, will turn a kind of blue. And then that would mean that the security camera is now functioning as a webcam. And what's nice is that these cameras don't cost a lot. They're already like around $25, 30 something dollars. And so I was able to do that. It's a bit tricky. I went through several XD cards, until I found one that was compatible enough to work. Um, so the next trick was to figure out how to get the. It's now listed as a USB webcam talking to different software. Um, the software I use for broadcasting is StreamYard. It didn't recognize it directly. It recognized the name, but not the video. So the video was just a black um, thing. So I use OBS, which is an open source, free type software for doing broadcastings and things. It's very, very powerful, and you can mix and match and have a whole bunch of different cameras all feeding into OBS, different audio equipment, different input devices. It's very powerful. So OBS was able to detect the camera, and but it's a little tricky because there's not a whole lot of instruction, manuals and stuff. So there's things like frame rate and other stuff to consider, and something called a virtual camera. And a virtual camera is actually a plugin that you have to go find and download. And so I found it and I got it going. And so that's it there. So it's one of these. And I have a feeling I kind of touched the lens with my hand because it is actually is more clear than what appears there. Plus, there may be settings with OBS that I need to go through and figure out how to make the image sharper. So there's a lot of videos on OBS, and a lot of them deal with gamers streaming their games with it. So of course they all want to use like very high resolution, very do how they have very high frame rates, buffering, and things like that. And I don't need any of that to do a simple cam. So that's it. It's so using this technique, I should be able to have more than one camera hooked up on one device, one computer. So so far it hasn't locked up. I've had it under low frame rate buffering, and even me, I was also connected through OBS, and so everything was moving, jerking, every whatever. So increased the frame rate to the maximum, which was 30, I guess, per second, and that camera worked for a few seconds and then locked up, just froze. And so I rebooted and it did it again. So lower the frame rate to half of that, about 15. And so now it seems to be doing okay. So the idea is I need to play around with the resolution, I suppose, and it might also be not very friendly in terms of low light. The camera itself, as a security camera, is very good at low light, and so it has like infrared features, things like that, to see in pitch black, and so it does good on that. The picture is not bad; it's like a black and white TV, and it's very sharp. But the downside about converting one of these cameras into a webcam is that a lot of those features are no longer accessible. And all it is just basically you're just overriding everything to just going strictly a very basic camera with a microphone. And I don't know, I think even the speakers will work. And I say that because I, using OBS, I connected as soon as I as soon as I selected to use the camera, I had a YouTube video playing at the same time, and the audio disappeared off of my speakers and went straight to the little buzzer that's inside the camera. And I was like, "What's that little mosquito noise?" And I was like, "Oh, it's the YouTube thing." So it will so microphone, speaker, and the camera will work, but it's all basic, nothing fancy. So with that said, if you want to use one of these little cameras as a webcam, it's a good investment, I think, but it will require you to experiment with whatever software you're going to use it with to increase things like the resolution, in particular, the frame rate, things like that. Like I said, I'm using OBS, and it's the only other alternative that I have. I think there's a few others out there. StreamYard does recognize the camera, but like I said, it was troublesome. It recognized the name, but not the image of the camera itself. Now, I say that also cautiously because I have to do more experimentation to find out if it really doesn't recognize or if it was something else that was going on, such as an order of operations, like I should have plugged in the camera first and then load up StreamYard, or load up StreamYard first, then plug in the camera, that kind of thing. So I have to do that kind of experimentation as well. The other thing that is tricky is right now I'm using StreamYard with one account, but multiple cameras to this one account. And the way to do that is simply to just load up a second browser tab and connect, but instead of using the camera that I'm using right here, I use the other camera. And so that's why you see DioWarriors appearing as two names, because it's still on one account. So, but something like OBS would handle that better. But like I said at the beginning, to do a live broadcast using OBS is it's not as easy as doing it with StreamYard. So instead of refreshing my memory or going to YouTube to refresh my memory on how to stream onto YouTube or to Facebook with OBS, and then go through the process of each one. Go to YouTube, get the key. Go to Facebook, get the key, and then set them up. I just went ahead and just did it all through StreamYard. Now, it's been a long day for me. I came back from dentist, so my tooth is all fine now, but I still have leftover pain, and so I'm feeling a bit uncomfortable, and but I wanted to try the cameras out, and let's see, can I increase the light? Maybe that will help. Lights on maximum. So I guess not. I guess I'll wait till the morning. I'll do this again. So probably tomorrow you'll see Thursday with DioWarriors. Of course, I'm not going to spend that much time playing with the camera tomorrow then, because during the day I'm focusing on getting things out. So I think I'm just going to go hit the sack now. I am tired. You can tell my voice is kind of rough and everything. That's not because I'm tired. That's because I've been drinking some Thai coffee, and I like Thai coffee a lot. If you have not have it, if you haven't had it, uh, I suggest to try it out. It's kind of sweet. It's it is strong, but it's good, especially cold. I never well, yeah, I've had Thai coffee hot, but it's better when it's cold, filled with ice. It's a nice refreshing drink, especially on a hot day. So, anyways, I want to go, but at the same time, I feel like I want to talk. So um, so that's about it. Um, I don't know. The original idea. I wanted to have more than one camera cam set up, and I can do that. It'll be, but I'm thinking it'll be more like maybe I can kind of show here on the camera. Get one of these USB hubs that have individual on-off switches, and you can just turn on off different USB devices. And I probably will plug those cameras all into something like this. So when I want to have a camera over there, I just turn a button, switch a button on, have a camera over there, I switch a button on, that kind of thing. Right now I'm using another one of those over there, and because I'm using a 6-foot USB cable, and so I'm thinking right now 6 feet is probably plenty enough um, to see the VSS. But I have a 15-foot cable also, just in case I need more room, and I can have the tripod set up. The tripod parts that I printed a few days ago work pretty well. Um, but now I need to attach these metal washers. And speaking of which, I have that camera that I had in my hand, and that has its own metal washers. I wonder where I put them. But anyways, so I want to use that tripod and put the cameras there. But I'm curious. I'm going to load up ABS right now. Well, ABS is running. But I'm wondering if there's anything I can do to increase the resolution or the sharpness of the image. The camera has like a fish-eye lens. So let me see what you can see here. Let me oh, mhm. Oh, well, you can see the fish-eye lens part here more. Yeah, you can see that it has more of a fish-eye lens effect on the sides. Uh, maybe let's see. Edit name. Okay, settings. Solo. Let's try this. Yeah, so you can see definitely a fish-eye lens and effect. And just keep in mind that's it was a security cam to begin with. So and so using OBS, I'm just taking a quick look just to see if there's anything that stands out. There's a gear for properties. Configure video, configure. So there's really, oh well, there's more to it. There's buffering, auto detect, audio output. Let's see. So not buffering, but video format, any color space, default color range. So there's things here that I don't think is going to be, yeah, I don't think it's going to be useful for this, to increase the image, make it sharper. Under tools, no. There's a lot of settings, a lot of things in OBS that is beyond me because I don't use OBS a lot. In fact, since started to use StreamYard, I haven't used OBS. And so general stream, let's take a look at stream, no. Output, CPU, okay. Recording audio, replay buffer, recording, streaming. Video, let's take a look at video, base, canvas, output, resolution. Then there's advanced. So I'm going to have to maybe find some YouTube video that explains this stuff a little bit better. So cancel. So one thing I'm glad is that the camera is still functioning. It hasn't locked up. So yeah, so I'm pleased that it hasn't locked up. I am tired, so maybe I should go hit the sack and just start tomorrow early. Yeah, okay. So that's good. Then I go to the other tab and I click this. Oh, how about that? So I go to the primary tab. I go to brand. There's something called overlay. Let's see, overlay. It does live with StreamYard. Okay, I guess I can make my own overlay graphic. Background. Excuse me. Yeah, I guess I am tired. So the background is that. Of course, you won't be able to see anything, until there's more than one person here and we can arrange things. This is not the background. And I guess I click off. Yeah. So anyways, that's it. The camera still works. It's not locking up. It's not freezing. And all I have to do now is figure out how to make the image sharper. And solo layout. So yeah. So tomorrow I will be going to YouTube and finding more information on OBS and seeing how I can improve the resolution. Okay, everyone, thanks for joining. All right, bye-bye. I guess I need to end broadcast on two places. End broadcast.